one of the arguments that was made in the Daily Show, podcast, what have you. They mentioned how who you're raised by determines who you're kind of be attracted to, or the opposite kind of might be the person you're attracted to. I'm not sure how true that is and where the numbers back that up, but in terms of outcomes, people tend to choose somebody who probably looks like them or their parents or their family. I'm here to say and assert and suggest and argue that that's not wrong. It's not wrong. That's my opinion. It's not wrong to want someone who resembles your father or your mother or your family in general. I'm not sure how we're supposed to change this. You go to different countries, you typically see one or two or three the majority of the population. You go to China, the majority of the population is Chinese. When they're picking their mates, they're typically picking from the majority of the population that's the same. We happen to live in an interesting country, a very young country, where we have a lot of different populations represented from the world in one singular country. And we benefit from that. That's why when we go to the Olympics, we bring one of each. And we tend to dominate because we have diversity. Our militaries, they don't look all the same. We have one of each. Therefore, we benefit from having one of each. On the same token, we suffer from growing pains because you have all these different cultures who think this is right, this is wrong, and there may be opposing views. And you have one group saying, "Hey, you're wrong about everything because you're the majority of the population. You're white because of your history. Slavery was wrong. Slavery was wrong. Period. Slavery was wrong." But we're not the first people to be enslaved. We weren't the first. Everyone has their history that they're trying to rectify and deal with in their present. Everyone has some form of racism that they're trying to combat. And it's this constant need to make everyone the same, equal, and say, if it's positive, it's empowering, it's good. If it's negative, it's racism, it's sexism, it's bigotry. I'm like, well, some stereotypes are accurate. Some of them. If not a lot of them. A lot of stereotypes are accurate. If I want to find a Starbucks, I type in Barnes and Noble. Why? Because I know they're only in certain communities. When I look for a hotel, I type in certain keywords like downtown Manhattan. I'm looking for certain restaurants in correlation. I'm like, yeah, they don't put Starbucks in the hood. I prefer not to leave my car out in the hood. Bro, I know my people, bro. I don't walk around with a gold chain in the hood. You're just asking to give it away. Our music worships people that get their chain took. Murders, stealing, RICO. Some stereotypes, what are you supposed to do? It's this constant need to ignore reality and say, this is how things should be. And I'm not saying things shouldn't be that way, or can't be that way, or won't be that way someday. But in terms of reality, there's those who survive and those who don't. And those who typically don't are ignoring reality. And then they're so quick to be called, oh, you're racist because you paused at what typically happens in most cases. And again, I will become victim at some point of someone's stereotype where they say, well, sir, can I help you? And I'm like, no, I'm good, appreciate it. And they'll stand there and watch me. I've experienced that. It's unfortunate, but I'm just going to buy my stuff and leave. I could pull out my phone and start recording and say, hey, my day with the cops, it might happen one day. It's unfortunate where we live in, people. The world's dangerous. And a lot of people just hate the fact that the world's not generally safe. Not in nature, not in civilization. The world's generally dangerous. That's the state of the world. No matter how much you want to change it, it won't change just because you don't like it.